guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't care one way or the other. I really don't. If Shannon Sharpe is gay, or if he's straight, or if he's bi. I don't care. And the truth of the matter is, I don't even think other people really care if he is or isn't either. And I don't care about the cornball jokes that a few comedians have made while they were on stage, mind you, that being Mikeepps and now Eddie Griffin. Nobody really cares that much if he is or if he isn't. But I feel that people really need to be honest when it comes to the fact that this is even a topic, or why I should say, this is even a topic that has come up by people who have discussed it throughout social media over the past several weeks or maybe month or so now, since the Cat Williams interview has gone viral. Because this isn't new news in terms of people speculating about him. It really isn't. But, you know, the higher you climb in terms of recognition of people knowing who you are and even notoriety, the more scrutiny and the more under a microscope people are going to put you, because people judge. Whether it's right or wrong, people judge. And so with that being said, I want to talk about the fact that I feel people really need to be honest in their perspective about why Mikeepps and Eddie Griffin, just to name a couple of people giving some very public examples of people who have made comments, and these two people in terms of a comedy set, but also being real, the fact that they're calling him gay or saying he looks zesty or whatever the phrases they may use, that a lot of people have been thinking it. And the reason why these two people have been pretty much put on Front Street and called out a bit for saying these things is because Shannon Sharpe is popular, and for the most people see him as unproblematic and likable. So, of course, people are going to respond to those things to say, oh, you're just jealous, you're a hater, you just want to be on his show, that's why you're doing this, drop this stupid, corny jokes. People are going to say those things to windmill for Shannon Sharpe in the comment section of videos on social media where people are showing clips of this happening. But the fact of the matter is, the reason why they're even able to bring it up, and yes, albeit unfortunate, but especially in the African American community, it's still not seen as something if someone is gay or gay adjacent or giving off the vibes of being a gay man, more so men, we know this, is because it's just not seen in the eyes of a lot of people in the African American community as being something that is acceptable. And that's just the truth in the views and the eyes of a lot of people. A lot of them are religious. And I mean, think about it, even in some African countries, it's illegal to even be that, to express that, to be out, all of, you know what I mean? So, as well as some other places in the world, I'm not just saying just some African countries, but it's definitely something that is still not widely accepted. So when people feel like they are getting the hints or the vibes from a person of being that, they're even more upset, especially because they feel like, oh, this person is playing in my face. I know who you really are, but you're lying and you're not being true to who you really are. even though I know that in this community, it's not really still acceptable widely to be that. So it's complicated. It really is. And I don't have all of the answers for it. I really am just talking about it, sharing my views and my thoughts about the whole situation. But also, when it comes to Shannon Sharpe, he knows that people see it as problematic as well. And again, I'm not here to say that he is or he isn't, but I previously did a conversation where I said Shannon Sharpe does not like it. He doesn't see it as okay to be called gay. He doesn't want you to call him gay. And that's why, for the most part, when he's doing these responses to people, like when he did, and it was my opinion and I still stand on it. And since then, he and Mike Epps have met up and hashed it out and whatever. And Shannon apologized. But I previously talked about that. But I felt like that response that he did to Mike Epps when Mike Epps was doing a stand-up comedy set, whether people thought it was hilarious, funny, or not funny, all in all, it was a stand-up comedy set. And we also know in stand-up comedy, it's not like people are standing up there and telling the gospel truth. So it doesn't matter if he said that Shannon Sharpe reached out to him to be on the show and he declined. He was doing a stand-up comedy set. So Shannon Sharpe overreacted. But the main reason why he overreacted, it wasn't because of Mike Epps saying that Shannon Sharpe reached out to him to ask him to come on Club Shay Shay. He reacted the way he reacted because of the gay stuff that was being mentioned or being insinuated, if you will. That's why he responded. And now, after Eddie Griffin's little clip of him saying that Shannon Sharpe is gay, then he's responding to that. But I thought he said his grandmama said, don't ever chase a lie. So if it was a lie, then why are you talking about it? Like, ignore. You said that you admire Beyonce so much. Do you see Beyonce out here saying anything anytime someone says something about her? And there's been much said about her. A former bodyguard came out, had a video that went viral, him saying that Jay-Z keeps her on stuff and all this other mess. Did you see Beyonce coming out here speaking about, like, to me, he's doing too much. And it's distasteful for me because I just feel that it levels him even more down. To me, it's already hard for me to really listen to him. My husband used to watch the show he was on, whatever sports station that was, guys. I don't watch sports, so forgive me. Or don't forgive me, I don't care. But I'm saying when he used to have the show where he was with the guy, Skip Bayless, whatever sports station it was. And I remember then I was telling my husband, how can you sit and listen to him? It's really hard to listen to him because his voice is just, to me, it's irritating. But that's me. But what I'm saying is he is used to being in the public eye, but now that he's doing these things that really don't have much to do or anything to do with sports, it's bringing him more attention from other places, other people who would never watch sports at all, so they weren't privy to who he was in the slightest. And now a whole lot more people are seeing him. And he's got interviews from Club Shay Shay that he's done with a number of other people before that has a lot of views. It doesn't have as much views as the Cat Williams interview, but I'm going to be honest, and this is not a knock to Shannon Sharpe, but it's just the God's honest truth. The reason why that video got as many views as it did, it has nothing to do with Shannon Sharpe. It has everything to do with Cat Williams and everything that he was revealing and things that he was saying. Because, yeah, he's done little videos, little clips of things here and there. And some of the things we're not shocked by, or it's not new to us, of things that he has said or revealed. But this was something that he did for, over 3 hours or so? In one full sitting, just pretty much taking out the proverbial weapon and spraying every situation or person in sight that was in his sight mentally at that time that he could get off of his chest and get out of his mind and speak about. So him speaking what he spoke was why clubshayshay did the numbers that it did. And then next you had Monique. Monique has been controversial for some time now. And because of what happened with Cat Williams, coming off of the heels of that, her video views were going to get a lot as well. But it had, again, everything to do with Monique. It had nothing to do with Shannon Sharpe. And I'm not taking anything away from Shannon Sharpe in terms of the success that he is getting from what he's doing right now. But the God's honest truth is it really doesn't even have much to do with Shannon Sharpe. It's all to do with the people that he has been able to get to sit down and speak. He's not a journalist, like he said. He's not even a really great interviewer. People can give him his kudos and props, and people are doing that, and that's fine. But a lot of people, they become biased by proxy just because someone is getting a lot of success. It's like something, especially in the African American community. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's a crabs in a barrel thing with black people. They just want to tear other people down or whatever. But no, actually, more people are rooting for people when they see them blowing up, becoming successful and more successful. Yeah, you're going to have the haters. I have them on my level. I'm just saying, and not in terms of YouTube and podcasting, but what I do in business overall, because I've been a business owner since 2008. I started in entrepreneurship in 2006, and I've experienced it in my industry. So I'm just basically saying we all deal with that. But with Shannon Sharpe, a lot of his outbursts and clapbacks and the things that he's doing right now, it's really based out of, I don't want anybody calling me gay. And again, I will reiterate this because I said it before. He's never said that he's not bisexual. And there are some men who have had men do things to them. I'm just being honest. And they will say, well, that doesn't make me gay. And I'm not even saying that that's his case, but I'm just being honest that a lot of people, when they're sitting in the comedy sets of Mike Epps, Eddie Griffin, or even the other people who are sitting and talking about Shannon Sharpe being gay, it shouldn't be a thing about, oh, this person is gay, so we're going to shun them. But I feel that more so people are doing that when they feel that someone is playing in their face. They know that the person is not being honest. And so they take more offense to that. So if they come out later, they're not going to really support them, even if they want to look good in the beginning and say, oh, we still love you, we support you. But then you just kind of fall off. Remember Frank Ocean? So I'm just basically saying that if he really was gay, I don't see him coming out because he knows that that is going to be a knock to his career. It shouldn't be. I'm not saying that it should be, but because of the stigmas that are still there and I don't believe are going to go away, he is not going to allow that because it's going to affect his money. Remember Cordell Stewart and the rumors that were out about him? And even though he used to be married to Portia Williams, a lot of people felt like that was a business arrangement. And even when he got out of that marriage, she tried to allude to the fact that that was a business arrangement. She didn't come right out and say it, but she alluded to it. And so with that being said, people really need to be honest to the fact that no, the jokes may not have been funny when Mike Epps and Eddie Griffin made mention of Shannon Sharpe and alluding to him being gay, but they are speaking a lot of what a lot of people, especially men, more so men than anyone else, and African American men, are thinking. And no, it may not be right, but it's real that a lot of men do believe that he is not being honest about who he is, and they feel that he's playing in their faces. And if it ever came out, they're not going to want to have anything to do with him. And I'm telling you what I know, because I have heard straight men that I know are straight that have said these things. And again, I'm not saying that it's right, but it's real. It's real. And this is why Shannon Sharpe is responding to these things and clapping back, which I hate to say is a female thing, because I don't want to put those stereotypes out there. But that can even be seen as a bit feminine. Now, I know guys are doing it a lot more on social media because it's something that you can monetize and do the, bickering back and forth on social media, doing the videos. Like, what's the guy? Oh my God, Hassan Campbell. I've never watched him, but I've seen clips of his videos before. And I believe that he had made like a huge amount of money and garnered a huge following off of just sitting, doing videos, talking about people in a way as if like he was actually going to do something physically to these people, or he would if he got the opportunity to. But yet you're sitting on a video talking about it. And so it just, listen, if people get into that, and I assume people do because, like I said, he's garnered a large following off of doing that, then people are making money off of doing that. So yeah, also Shannon, he's going to get the views by doing that as well. So it also benefits his pockets to do that also. But yet and still, the clapbacks are because he really doesn't want anyone calling him gay. And speaking of gay, why is it that he separated himself from his stylist named Hollywood? Or that calls himself Hollywood, because I don't believe his mama and his daddy named him Hollywood. So I want to play a little video, and this is from TikTok. I'm going to put the video link in the description box so that you can check it out. And I also have another one in there for you to look at, actually a couple of them for you to look at and listen to as well. And this just gets to my point of what I'm saying with regards to Shannon Sharpe clapping back at the comments, or the bigger comments, I should say, because there's a lot of comments all over social media about him being called gay, as well as the fact that people have to be really honest with, yeah, you can root for and cheer for Shannon Sharpe, and you can even say Eddie Griffin and Mike Epps are jealous or whatever. That's people's personal opinions and right to think that if they will, but it's not uncommon for this to be going on, because in especially the African American community, just being outwardly gay, being who Shannon Sharpe has been known to be all of these years, which what most people thought is, or think, is being a straight man, if it seems like you're hiding that, people don't like to seem like you've been playing in their face all of these years and you have been lying. And no, it's none of our business. So I'm not even saying that it is, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is, especially when it comes to the fact that people low-key worship these entertainers. I could care less. I know I sit sometimes and I talk about some of these situations and people and do podcasts about them, and it's because it's out there. But when I lay my head down at night, when I am living my life, I don't live my life caring about these people. I could care less. They're people just like you and I. They have more access, more money, more recognition, and that's cool. But I have no desire to live the lives that they're living, because a lot of them are smiling on the cameras and miserable in real life. So let's just go ahead and get into this video.
We back with another one, and today we got to talk about Shannon Sharpe And the reason he said he got rid of his stylist Hollywood and Hollywood's response to Shannon Sharpe's comments. And there's been a lot said since Mike Epps and Mace had something to say about Shannon Sharpe as far as his sexual orientation, right? And it set the internet ablaze. Now, me personally, I know that Shannon Sharpe likes women. You know, obviously he's been with different women that we've seen and throughout the years, and he hasn't done anything to suggest that he's gay. But recently he made some comments on the show with Shannon Crowder that kind of fueled speculation for certain people. Like, why is he even talking about that? So we're going to look at what Mike Epps said. We're going to look at what Mace said. And we're going to look at Shannon and Hollywood's response to everything. And, Shannon has basically said he's come to the realization that now that Club Shay Shay and Nightcap is doing so well, and, how he's boosting the ratings over there at ESPN, he's going to have people come at him. But he doesn't necessarily like this rumor, and he said he has to clear it up because his daughter, his grandkids, other people start to ask about it, and he said that's where it becomes a problem, not necessarily for him, but the ones close to him, like, Dad, where's this coming from, kind of rubs him the wrong way. So we're going to take a listen. Let's check it out.
To be honest, Drake was showing up. Yeah, they were doing it for the light-skinned fellas. That shit. So that I guess they've been lying all the time. I don't know. You see, that's what the one thing y'all dark dudes think that us y'all light skins ain't got nothing to throw. We can throw too. Y'all ain't. All y'all dark skins, y'all got it. We got some shit too.
Hold on, man.
What is?
Y'all talking? I don't even understand the context.
You ain't seen Drake? Drake got a video circulating.
Yeah.
He put the baby arm out.
He said, no, Medea, I ain't doing nothing. Well, you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down. I think it's gonna attack that nigga there. Nigga shit is called Shay Shay. The nigga's telling you.
Yeah, and you can't do things that you don't want to be known for. You need to add that to your statement. If you do sugary stuff, a person should be a person observing you did something sugary is not judging you. It's just an observation.
Now, we've heard the accusations from Mike Epps and Mason. This is what Shannon Sharpe had to say in response to those guys and others that have questioned, some of his tight pants and some of the things that he's worn.
And I get it. My stylist, Hollywood, he was gay. Okay, that's his life. That's not mine. Mm-hmm. Hollywood no longer styles me. Why? Because I'm loyal to Shelly. She was hurt that after 20 plus years of being my stylist, that I had gone outside to hire someone else. And someone else was getting the credit when she was there at CBS. She was there when I started at Fox. She was there when I was going out and doing red carpet events. And I never had a problem. And for me, in my head, I thought I needed someone outside. Right. I didn't buy one thing new when Hollywood started styling me. Everything, all those LV jackets, all that stuff that I already had it. And a lot of the stuff she had already put together, but I took it apart. So when he put it back together, it was just what she had put together. And I told him, I said, Hollywood, I said, bro, I think you did an unbelievable job. I said, but I'm going to go back to Shelly. Because it's hurting her. Because she had been through anybody that knows me know I'm loyal. My team is my team. I'm loyal. And it hurt her. And she going to ride for me.
All right. So I don't know if you understood a lot of that. It was a small video, but it was a compilation of a number of different things in this one small TikTok video. The thing that doesn't make sense to me and most people, because if you go to the videos and you see the comment sections, people are just not buying it. And if you watch the other two videos that I have the links to in the description box, there's one video where it's his former stylist that he says in that video that I just played that he got rid of, Hollywood. And the video title says Hollywood's doing a whole lot of nothing. And he was sitting at the desk, Shannon Sharpe is, wherever he was. And Hollywood is, it was, I guess, Undisputed. So that's when he was doing the show Undisputed. And Hollywood was like tapping him on the shoulder and brushing off his jacket and, you know, like just really like just touching him, really, to be honest with you. And it's like, what are you like really there for? He's brushing down his legs. It just didn't look like he was styling him, if you get my drift. And in the comment section of that video, just to read some of those comments, one person said that's his boyfriend. Another one says that shoulder pat was a territorial pat. Someone else says that's his man. Another one says marked his territory. Someone else says clearly that's his boyfriend. Another one said that's his boyfriend. Another one said he's saucy. Another one said rumor is he's more than a stylist. Another one said he is just doing his job with the eyes emojis. Another one says, is that D Prince? Another one says, that's Carrie Rhodes' ex-boyfriend. Shannon better be careful because he outed Carrie after things went sour. Those are just some of the comments, guys. And people can say, oh, those are just messy people. But the truth of the matter is, this is what a lot of people are saying. And this is why, in my personal opinion, Shannon disconnected himself from his quote unquote stylist called Hollywood to go back to the woman he says he was loyal to, named Shelly. He says in the video clip that I played, he says, yeah, you know, my stylist, he's gay, but that's not me. That's his life. But I'm no longer working with Hollywood. Why? Because I'm loyal to Shelly. Because Shelly, she felt some type of way when I brought Hollywood on, but a lot of the stuff that you see me wearing, she put those things together. Okay, so what the heck did you need Hollywood for? You know, it like him saying these things and him coming out and speaking, it's causing people to even have more questions. And again, not that it's any of our business, but when you put this stuff out there, people are going to ask questions. It's really unrealistic, guys, for people to say, well, he doesn't have to explain himself. No, he doesn't. But when he comes out here and he does explain himself, then you open yourself up for more speculation and more questions. Be silent. You said your grandmama said, don't chase a lie, but yet you're chasing down every time somebody says something about you being gay. It goes back to what I said, guys, in my previous conversation that I did several days ago, when I said Shannon Sharpe does not like it when you call him gay. But there are a whole lot more people doing it than when Mike Epps did it in a stand-up comedy setting, and Eddie Griffin when he did it in a stand-up comedy setting. And no, I'm not going to say, oh, it's just jokes. But again, it was in a stand-up comedy setting. But there are a whole lot more people all around social media that are saying, no, he's gay. So if you really don't care, he should have just stayed silent and not said anything about it. Why let go of Hollywood? But I know Mims, or Make It Make Sense, he also did a video, maybe it was almost a couple of weeks ago. I didn't watch the entirety of it, but he was speaking about Hollywood and how Shannon needs to be careful. And even before he did that video, I remember on TGIF where they were discussing Hollywood, and Claudia even spoke about the stylist and how he had caused a football player that he was connected to lose a lot because he outed him, saying that they were in a relationship when the guy was denying it. So look, I feel, in my personal opinion, that a lot of the people who are, or who were and are coming for Mike Epps and Eddie Griffin, just to name a couple of people who are more so in the public eye, and some people who may be doing TikTok videos or whatever, or the people who are in comment section saying, yeah, he's gay, they need to be honest to just realize that in the African American community, no, it should not be okay for people to be ostracized because if that's their life. But the majority of the people that I hear that are straight, especially the straight African American men, they will say, look, I don't really care if he's gay, but just don't lie. Don't say that you're not gay when you really are, and you're trying to act like you're straight. Because if I found out you've been around me and, doing whatever, like they are playing games of football or basketball or whatever, and then you've been covering it up the whole time, and then when you come out to say that, look, this is who I really am, then a lot of people are not going to like it. And look, I get it. There are double standards, and it may even be disingenuous when people say that, because there have been instances like, I don't remember the guy's name, but it was I think he was going to be like a college football player, and he was like the first gay football player that was out or whatever, and he didn't make it. And some people say, oh, he didn't make it because he was gay, but maybe it was more so because that's what people were focusing on more versus his game. I don't know. I'm not into sports, so I don't even remember the guy's name. And it's sad, because if he was talented and he could have made it, then maybe so. But I don't know the entirety of the situation, so maybe he just didn't turn out to really be as great in the game that he was at first. I don't know. But my point in speaking about this is I just wanted to speak to the fact that Shannon disconnecting himself from the stylist, saying he's no longer working with him, and because he's loyal and he went back to Shelly. What if Shelly said, F you? And, it just doesn't really make sense to me. And a lot of people are saying, no, that's not really his stylist. That's his boyfriend. Some people are saying, oh, I see him soon coming out saying he's got a fiance. Some people are saying he's going to do the Tim Scott thing. I don't know. But we just shall continue to watch and see what happens. But guys, I would love to know what you think about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Check out the videos that I have in the description box. The links are there. Thanks for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.
One day if we maybe were mistaken. Don't wanna talk, don't wanna see.